Hi, I am Urvi from your video classes, and today's video is all about position of verbs. Verbs play a vital role in any language, and English we know is governed by the subject and the verb. So we must know the exact position of verb in different kinds of sentences. This video is all about position of verbs, so watch it till the end because there is a small exercise for you at the end. So let's begin with the explanation first. Position of verbs in assertive sentences we will do first. Verbs are generally placed after the subject in an assertive sentence. Assertive sentence, you know very well, a sentence that ends with a full stop. It's a declarative sentence, and if you want to know more about assertive sentences, refer to my earlier video. Verbs are of two kinds. First is auxiliary verb, which consists of am, is, are, was, were, will, shall, have, has, had. And the main verbs, which are generally the action verbs. But sometimes the auxiliary also can act as the main verb. So don't think that main verb means it has to be some action word. Sometimes it can be an auxiliary also. Keep this in your mind. A sentence can have one word, two words, or three words verbs. That means a verb can be made up of only one word or two words or three words. And how they are made, we will be taking care of it now. If you want to know more about verbs as such, that is auxiliary and main, you can refer to my video, the link of which is posted in the description box. An affirmative sentence in simple present and simple past has just one word as a verb. If the sentence is either in simple present or simple past, verb will be a single word. As in the sentence, Roshesh waits for the bus. Here you can see waits is a verb and it is a single word verb. Only one word is there, waits. Simple present tense it is. Roshesh waited for the bus. Waited. The sentence is in the simple past and we have only one word as a verb, that is. See, now when I say a sentence, it means a clause. Because suppose there are more than one clauses, that is two or three clauses, each clause will have one verb. And if it is in simple present or simple past, it will be a single word. In sentences that have two words verb, the first verb is an auxiliary and the second is the main verb. Generally in the continuous tense and even in the perfect tense, we have the two words verb. Like Akash is waiting for a bus. Here is an auxiliary and waiting is the main verb. Akash did not take a cab. Here also it is a two verbs word. One is did, which is an auxiliary, and take, which is acting as a main verb, that is the action word. If a sentence has three words verb, then the first two verbs are auxiliary and the third one is the main verb. I told you earlier we have 1, 2 and 3 words verb. So now it is 3 words verb wherein first two verbs are auxiliary and the third one is the main verb. He has been playing. Now when I say he has been playing, we know that has is an auxiliary, been also is an auxiliary and playing is a verb showing action, that is it is the main verb. They would have completed the assignment. Same here, subject is they and would is an auxiliary, have also an auxiliary and after that completed. See, this is a sentence in future perfect past. About tenses, there is one more video which you can refer to. You will say, I am telling you all about the references because this is the topic wherein you need in-depth knowledge. Adverb of frequency is the only type of word that can be placed between the subject and the verb. Earlier I told that the verb is placed before, a verb is placed after the subject. But between the verb and the subject, we can place adverb of frequency. Now, what are the words that come in the adverb of frequency? They are usually, seldom, often, never, always, occasionally. All these words you can place between the subject and the verb. Like, I usually reach office before 9 a.m. Here, I is the subject and reach is the verb, and in between we have placed usually, which is an adverb of frequency. Similarly, Ritika never tells a lie. Ritika is the subject and tells is the verb. In between, we have never, which is adverb of frequency. This is all about when we have one word verb. But if the verb has three words, the adverb of frequency is placed after the first auxiliary. Because when there are three words, we know there will be two auxiliaries. Now, where to place? Before the first one, before the second one, or before the third one? You have to remember that it is to be placed before the second auxiliary. That is after the first auxiliary. Say, I have always been given a chance to share my opinion. I is the subject, have and been both are auxiliaries, and in between we have placed always, which is an adverb of frequency. So, clear with assertive sentences? Let us move to interrogative sentences. That is how to place a verb in an interrogative sentence. In interrogative sentence, auxiliary verb is placed before the subject. That is in the beginning. And the main verb comes after the subject. So, auxiliary, then the subject, and then the main verb. That is the structure. I'll give you an example. Have you visited the Taj Mahal? See, have is an auxiliary. You is the subject and visited, the main verb, is placed after the subject. Did the Tatas acquire the small venture? Same here, did and acquire are the two verbs wherein did is an auxiliary placed in the beginning of the sentence, followed by the Tatas, which is a subject, and then comes the main verb. In a WH question, the WH word comes before the auxiliary, that is in the beginning of the sentence. When did you reach Mumbai? See, WH word, then the auxiliary, then the subject, and then the main verb. The pattern remains the same, but instead of an auxiliary beginning the sentence, we have to begin the sentence with the WH word. Here, when we have used. Who had been driving the car yesterday? Who is the WH word followed by had been, that is auxiliaries, and driving is the main verb. In this sentence, there is no subject because when we ask question with who, we get the subject as an answer. Are you clear about it? So now I think you will be able to place verbs properly in interrogative and assertive sentences. So let us take a small test. Place verbs at their correct places in the following sentences. You can pause the video, note down the sentences, write down the answers. and check them with the answers here. I'm sure you have got all correct. Keep practicing. Wishing you all the success in whatever you are pursuing. See you with some other topic in my next video. Till then, bye-bye and take care.